Marie Osmond tells us why she and Andy Gibb broke up. On October 13, 1959, Marie Osmond was born. Olive Marie Osmond. In Ogden, Utah, Marie was the eighth of 9 children in the famed Osmond family, which is known for its skill. She grew up with music, rehearsals, and the fast-paced world of show business. But even as a child, she showed a calm resolve and a natural grace that made it clear she would be more than just another member of a famous musical family. George and Olive Osmond were her parents. They taught all of their kids to work hard, have strong faith, and believe that entertainment should make people feel good. Marie would hold on to these important beliefs for the rest of her life. Marie first became famous in the early 1970s, when the Osmonds were the most popular people on TV and the radio. Marie liked country music more than her brothers did, who were in a pop band. This choice set her apart and showed her artistic side. In 1973, when she was only 13 years old, her single Paper Roses topped the charts and got the attention of the country world. The song went straight to number 1 on the country charts, and gave her a household star practically right away. People could connect with her right away because she was so honest and her voice was both lovely and surprisingly deep. She showed that she wasn't just using her renowned family to get ahead. She has her own unique talent and star qualities. Marie Osmond's career took off in a big way, but it went well beyond country music. In 1976, she and her brother Donnie made the famous Donnie and Marie variety program. The show became a cultural sensation, bringing music, funny sketches, colorful costumes, and friendly sibling banter into millions of American homes every week. Marie was one of the most well-known artists of her time because she was graceful on stage, had great comedic timing, and got along with Donnie naturally. The show made her an even bigger star in the entertainment world and brought her to an even bigger audience. Donnie and Marie is still one of the most loved variety shows in TV history, even after many years. Marie kept getting better as an artist over the years. She put out a lot of albums in both country and mainstream music, went on a lot of tours, and showed that she could do more than just sing. She became a well-known actress who worked in movies, TV shows, and on stage. Her appearance in The King and I, which toured the US, showed that she could play classic theater roles with grace and emotional depth. Her warm nature and charming presence made her a natural choice for talk programs and reality TV. She was a co-host on The Talk for a long time, and people liked her honesty, humor, and openness. Marie Osmond's impact goes beyond entertainment. She is also involved in philanthropy, most notably as a co-founder of the Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, which has raised billions of dollars to help pay for medical care for kids. Her decades of dedication to the cause show how profoundly she cares and how much she wants to make a real impact in the world. This work is one of her greatest legacies, according to many fans. It shows that her heart is just as special as her talent. Marie and Donnie went back to the stage in later years for a record-breaking stay in Las Vegas. Their show lasted 11 years and attracted admirers of all ages, showing that their amazing chemistry and lasting appeal had never faded. Every show had the same warmth, intensity, and excitement that first drew the world's attention decades ago. Their last gig in 2019 seemed like the end of an era, but it also showed how many people still love them. She and Donnie Osmond, who had a famous relationship from 2008 to 2019, brought it back to life with an exciting residency at the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas after years of changing as an entertainer. An engagement that turned into one of the Strip's longest-running and most popular shows. People filled the theater every night to see their undeniable chemistry, nostalgic appeal, and high-energy shows that included music, humor, dancing, and pure sister magic. Their residency was so popular that it led to a 2009 album that celebrated their famous duets. Fans got a polished studio version of the dynamic sound they had been enjoying live. She was never happy with what she had done and always looked for new ways to be innovative. She returned to the public eye in 2010 with her solo studio album, I Can Do This. This project showed off her emotional depth and established her standing as a talented singer. 6 years later, she broadened her musical horizons even more with Music is Medicine 2016, a country-infused compilation that showed how strong she was as a person and how she could change as an artist. Then, in 2021, she shocked fans again with Unexpected, one of the most ambitious albums of her career. It was a sweeping classical crossover endeavor that showed off a new side of her talent. Around the same time, she also got more involved in TV. From 2019 to 2020, she was a co-host of the hit daytime talk show The Talk, where she shared personal stories that were funny, warm, and poignant with millions of viewers. She also kept acting, participating in a number of Lifetime movies, such as the popular Christmas edition from 2020. Her 2021 album, Unexpected, became a remarkable work of art. She said she was apprehensive at first about going so far outside her musical comfort zone when she started making operatic and classic pop music, which is a style that many people didn't expect from her. But as she said, she decided to take on the challenge and not be afraid of a new door opening. The outcome was a rich movie that was recorded with the famous Prague Symphony Orchestra. It includes her stunning interpretation of Nessun Dorma, a song she had sung live for years but had never recorded before. This time, it was all captured in its dramatic, soaring intensity. She also sang famous Broadway songs like Climb Every Mountain and On My Own, which are both incredibly dramatic. These songs let her show off both her vocal power and her emotional depth. When it came out, Unexpected did quite well. It debuted at number 6 on the US Classical Albums list and quickly rose to number 1 on the Classical Crossover Albums chart. The way people reacted showed that they liked her artistic leap and that she could keep reinventing herself with grace, boldness, and unmistakable brilliance. Marie Osmond's personal life, especially her marriages, has been of interest to the public for decades. This is not because of scandal or controversy, but because her path shows how strong, how much she has grown, and how intricate and beautiful human relationships can be. She married Stephen Lyle Craig, who used to play basketball at Brigham Young University, for the first time. Marie was trying to balance a high-pressure career in entertainment with her wish to have a private, stable family life when they got married in 1982. Their relationship was full of love, but it also had the problems that young marriages sometimes have, especially ones who are in the public eye. They had been married for 3 years when they decided to obtain a divorce in 1985. Marie has said that this was a sorrowful but ultimately formative time for her. Even though their marriage ended, they always respected each other, and their link never entirely went away. Marie married Brian Blossel in 1986. Which was the start of a new chapter in her life after her divorce from Craig. This marriage lasted more than 20 years, making it the longest and most complicated of her relationships. They made a big, loving family by combining biological and adoptive children. Their home was full of love and shared goals. There were times of great joy in their life together, but there were also times of great sadness, such when someone in the family was sick or when they had to deal with emotional problems that tried their strength. Marie and Brian ended their long-term relationship in 2007, which was a big change in her life. Marie made it clear that the decision to break up was mutual and based on a wish for peace and healing for both of them, even if they were breaking up. Marie and her first husband, Stephen Lyle, got back in touch several years after their first separation. This was a surprise but very moving turn of events. The connection they found again was not just a memory. It came from a sense of growth, understanding, and a newfound respect for the things that brought them together when they were young. Their bond became stronger on its own, and they got married again in 2011. Fans all across the world were fascinated by their reunion after over 30 years. They found in their narrative a moving reminder that love can change, come back, and find its way home again. Marie has often talked about how their second marriage shows not only lasting love, but also a strong feeling of appreciation for the second opportunities that life gives us. Marie Osmond finally talked about her short but extensively talked about romance with the late pop star Andy Gibb. She did so with a mix of introspection, tenderness, and hard-earned clarity. Their romance, however short-lived, has long been on people's minds, almost if they kept it in a nostalgic amber. Two young stars at the peak of their TV and music careers pulled into each other's lives by the intense pressure, youth, and renown that only fame, youth, and pressure can bring. Marie, on the other hand, said that the gorgeous pictures and magazine covers hid a far more complicated emotional truth. She said that Andy was tremendously brilliant and charming, and it was impossible not to be pulled to his energy. But there were things he was going through that I just wasn't ready for at that time in my life. Marie said their relationship was real, even sweet, but she made it clear that Andy's personal difficulties were more important. He often tried to disguise his problems behind his contagious smile and natural charm. She said she liked how sensitive he was and how he could make her laugh even when she was tired. But she also remembers worrying more and more that the emotional burden Andy was carrying was too much for either of them to handle. She stated she cared about him, but she could tell that love alone couldn't heal the problems he was having. Her statements were full of the soft sadness of someone who had hoped things would turn out differently but had to accept that she needed to safeguard her own emotional health. Marie went on to say that the stress of their jobs was a big reason why they broke up. They were both always performing, traveling, rehearsing, and living under the watchful watch of the entertainment business. Their schedules didn't often match up, and even when they did, Andy's personal problems were often more important than their time together. She said, "We were so young, and when you're young in show business, everything is bigger. Your feelings, your anxieties, and what other people expect of you. It's hard to tell your voice apart from the noise around you." Marie also said that she often felt torn between two things: her desire to help Andy and her impulse to get away from a situation she thought would get too much for her. She said that even then, she knew that Andy needed stability, serenity, and a sense of grounding that she couldn't give him because she was busy with her own demanding job. She stated it wasn't that she didn't want to assist, but she knew she wasn't the one who could save him, and it would have been wrong to act like she was. In the end, she broke up with him not because she didn't love him, but because she knew that love, no matter how real, can't heal someone or do the work they need to do on their own. She thought, "I wanted the best for Andy, and sometimes wanting the best for someone means leaving them alone. I hoped he would find peace, and I really wanted him to be happy even if it wasn't with me." Even now, her voice had a sad mix of love and sadness, as if she knew that certain relationships, no matter how bright or hopeful they seem, are not intended to continue. Marie didn't remember their breakup with anger. Instead, she was filled with compassion. It was as if she wanted to commemorate Andy not for his problems, but for the warmth and brilliance that made him loved by millions. She opened up and gave a gentle, honest picture of two young stars dealing with upheaval, expectations, and fragility, both trying to find stability in a world that didn't offer it very often.